Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. We are live, and I'm your host, Kieran Stewart, and I'm joined by my chief scout, Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, Kieran.
How was the Arsenal preview, Steve?
Yes, it went very well. I felt very lonely, but I had all my guys watching, and so I didn't feel lonely. I felt that they was with me.
You felt like you had the family. I love that.
They was chanting it.
They were chanting it in, just like they're chanting it in now, people. I can see you coming in. Don't be afraid to join us. Come on. It's the transfer round. That's it. 8, 9 more people coming in. All right. Let's hit the like and subscribe while you're there. All right. And we're going to give a little shout out to Jerome. Yeah. Pieces, Jerome. Stay safe, mate.
Stay safe, boy.
Yeah, we're thinking about you. And you as well, Melvin. All right. So, people in the comment section, send your love to Jerome. Currently out in Tel Aviv. But we're keeping in touch with him. Hit the like and subscribe, people, because we've got some top quality transfer news tonight for you. We've got a little bit of Moussa Dembélé. We've got a bit of Jack Grealish. We've got a bit of Liverpool. We've got a bit of Man United. I'm sure there's a little dabble of Arsenal in there somewhere. Steve's saying so. And we've got the news from the tabloids this week as well. So please, as I said, people, hit the like and subscribe. I know you're hitting it because I can see more people joining. The more you hit it, the more people join. And share it as well. That's it. And I know you can see people joining as well. Let's get in the comment section and say hello to each other. Yeah, this is what we do. Yeah, we talk amongst each other as well. And if there's any decent questions in there, transfer related, of course, we'll try and answer them as best as possible. And if we can't tonight, we'll ask the other experts as well, all right? But let's get going.
Yeah, Connor said he was going to be joined, a Man City fan, and I've got a night, with Jerome not here and he's under his youth news. I've got a little bit of youth Manchester City news for you. So,
I'm going to try and do my best Jerome impersonation tonight with a few player profiles as well. I know.
If you can.
I'll try. I might just talk while the video's on in the background and not say too much. Just let the video do the talking. All right.
That's what Jerome does.
All right, let's get going. All right, it is time for the transfer roundup. All right. Don't know why that's frozen. Oh, there we go. All right. Manchester City have made contact with 18-year-old Uruguayan Mateus Azero, Club River Plate. The striker has been labelled the next Luis Suarez and is a replacement for Sergio Aguero. I mean, that is some seriously big shoes to fill. Go on, Steve.
We'll have to get Jerome in to have a look at this player because he'll be able to. You've got him.
This is what I'm saying, mate. I had a little look at this kid. I said, I'm not gonna. Yes, I'm not. I can't do a Jerome. I can't do a Jerome, but this kid can play. Very tenacious. Loves a shot. It's got tricks in the bag. It's got pace. Rise the challenge well. Top player. And I said we're going to get Jerome to have a look at him, give him the full once over because he goes into details, the little minute bits. He'll probably come up with some scoring stats as well. But as you can see, this kid has got very much a South American style where he's rugged and gets involved and harries the defenders to put them under pressure. Very much like Luis Suarez. So you can see where the resemblance goes and finishes like that. I mean, top quality as a youngster.
I can see a bit of Sergio Aguero in him.
You can. Low centre of gravity as well.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely one to keep an eye on. All right. Crystal Palace striker Christian Benteke could be on his way to Fenerbahce. The Turkish Giants want a deal completed before Euros 2021. To be fair, I mean, they want to get it done. They want to get a deal done, and I can understand that. But I don't think there's going to be queues and queues of clubs after the signature of Christian Benteke, considering he's not been a player since he was at Aston Villa, which was.
It's funny because I think I heard a stat watching the Crystal Palace game the weekend, and I think he scored 5 goals in 8 games, and I was quite shocked that type of scoring stats, because, like you said, he had been dog awful for a long while now.
Do you reckon it's them that 5 goals in 8 games that have sparked their interest? I mean, I bet Crystal Palace cannot wait to cash in on that then.
Yeah,
because it's just not worked out really, is it? Napoli centre back Kadu Koulibaly has had talks with Barcelona and Manchester United, and they've both had contact with their representatives of the Serie A club. And they are willing to sell as there are financial problems. Well, anyone that followed the transfer saga in the summer knows that Napoli overspent, but then refused to buckle on the price that they'd already set for the Koulibaly. And with that, financial trouble was destined. It was always going to happen. So it's not a surprise that the following season they'd have to sell him, and the thing is they're going to get less money for him. So yeah, but what would Man City be the same Man City if they had Koulibaly and instead of Diaz? I mean, think how things would have been different with a Koulibaly at the back instead of a Diaz.
No, I can't see him going and picking up the Player of the Year. That's for sure. Can you?
Yeah, and I don't know whether he had the same impact with John Stones as well.
No. I mean, City's defence has just literally fitted in like a glove, hasn't it? You know, they got the man they wanted. There was after Diaz for a very long while. I mean, going back at least a couple of years now, and the price was too high. They was after Koulibaly. But I think it's one of those things that they would be sitting down privately in their offices, sipping their dearest champagne, thinking, "Wow, didn't we, swerve one there?"
Yeah,
by not getting him.
Yeah, definitely. Manchester City have reportedly identified Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder Yves Bissouma as a possible alternative to Declan Rice this summer, as the club line up a list of potential replacements for Fernandinho. Is the Declan Rice news genuine? Are they got serious eyes on Declan Rice, or is it just an option?
Yeah, I mean, it's not one of those signings that gets talked about that much. It's not when I talk to the Man City people. It's not. You get talks of Martinez, you get talks of Haaland, you're getting talks of Mendes, you're getting talks of Locatelli, but there's never a conversation of Declan Rice, and I'm wondering if West Ham again they're putting a too big a price tag on his head. That they're saying that they want 80 million for him, and Man City won't pay 80 million for him.
Yeah. Have they given Declan Rice a new contract? How long's left on his current deal? Do you know?
I don't know what he's got left, but I'm pretty sure they haven't given him a new contract. I've heard nothing of a new contract.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
And I think what that is, the reason why that is probably because they tied him down to a long-term deal when he first broke in, because that's what they do. They tie you down to a 6-7 year deal, and then they don't offer you a advanced wages when you're advancing as a player. His contract's till 2024, so
got a little while yet, and
he's got a little while left, and I can't see the Golden Sullivan breaking the bank right now if they don't have to.
No, not in the position West Ham are in either. I mean, they're going to look at the way they played this season, and they're going to want to improve next season, and improving is not selling their best player. So I can't see them even going nowhere.
Yeah, it'd be a big ask for him to go anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at this next one. Barcelona and PSG are interested in signing 23-year-old Brazilian left-back Ciao Enrique from Monaco. Currently, the value of the player is 25 to 30 million euros. Both clubs have already contacted Monaco. And there was another club that was actually in for touted to be in for him as well. This is the player here. Quick, good at crossing. There's quite a few clubs in for him. I think there was another bit of news actually this week where I think someone in England was after him. So yeah, keep an eye on that one because he's highly sought after, this player. Everton are interested in signing James Carragher, son of ex-Liverpool player Jamie Carragher. The 18-year-old centre-half is currently at Wigan and his contract expires at the end of the season. I mean, madness. And I mean, Jamie Carragher is an Everton fan as well, so I'm sure he'd be absolutely buzzing that his son could potentially be ending up at Everton. Speaking of, I think you had some Liverpool news, didn't you, Steve?
Yes, it's a little bit of Liverpool news. There's been reports this week that if Marnie leaves in the summer, that they will be testing the waters of and resolve of Arsenal in a bid to buy Bukayo Saka. I've been told there is no interest in the player. I had a check before we come on tonight, and there's quite a few places where they seem to think that they will be going in, but I've been told today that Liverpool are not interested in Saka, for all the Liverpool fans that are watching, and Arsenal just simply wouldn't want to sell. So I just put that one to bed. I mean, they're more interested in players like Dembélé and Traore and possibly Sarr still, and also Jadon Sancho now is someone who's came to light recently. But with that one, the old financial problems they will need to offload players first before they even think about buying this summer. Chelsea have came a bit now into the fore regarding the signing of Jadon Sancho as well. So there's that. Couple of minutes ago, just a second ago, I just mentioned about that Liverpool will have to sell to buy this summer. It came to light that the signings of Diego Jota and Thiago Alcantara have put the Merseyside club really further into debt. I mean, I don't know if you.
That's only. I mean, it's only like 70 mil, isn't it?
It is. But I don't know if we remember. We mentioned on the show many times this strange offers to clubs in January and last summer that Liverpool were negotiating with. That they wanted to buy loans, they wanted to do some swap deals. And then all of a sudden, some money came from nowhere, and we all thought, well, that was a bit of a secret. What was they holding back? All of a sudden, they bought Jota, and now they bought Alcantara.
Yeah.
But what that's done, they didn't have that money. Yeah. They've actually put them into further problems, and so this now they need to sell again. And the players that they've got a list, Kieran. They've got a list as long as your arm. Go on, mate.
So who's it looking like they're going to be offloading then?
Well, it's to start off. There's Wilson, and Wilson. Leeds are interested in Wilson. Then you've got Grealish, who seems to keep going backwards and forwards. He's over in Germany at the moment. He's wanted by Norwich, and then the players like Miller, Awuni, and Ojo. they need to be moved on. Minamino, he's had talks with German clubs Leipzig and Hoffenheimer.
Already looking to sell him on.
Yeah. I mean, they've loaned him out.
He was looking all right at Southampton.
Yeah, I mean, they may even be one of the clubs that would be interested in buying him as well. Another player who for them to sort of to get where they want to be, they may even have to sell players like Harvey Elliott, who is kicking it up at Blackburn at the moment.
Yeah, and Blackburn are interested in signing them as well. So there's probably fuel to that fire.
That was the next, literally the next line. It's that they are interested in, and they do want to sign him. Whether he'll be happy to stay there, whether it's such a big drop from Liverpool to Blackburn, and then you've got players like Oxlade-Chamberlain who just hasn't, when he first went there, he was out the blocks. He was doing well, and it's interesting enough that Southampton are now interested in him, so to take him back to where he started his career, a bit similar to like where Walcott is now.
Yeah.
You got Securi. He wants to go and play in Italy, and you got teams like Roma and Lazio who are interested in him. Wijnaldum, the wages would be freed up. He still looks like possibly may go to Barcelona. You've got Matip, who's struggled with injuries, and now they're just with the signings of
Konate on the way.
Konate is coming in, and Ozunkenback, who's already there. He looks nailed on to move on. And then you've got this thing that I was told today with Divock Origi. He's already had talks with Red Bull Salzburg.
Oh, really?
And is that not where Patson Daka plays?
Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
Yeah, this is just out of my head. And I just thought, maybe there's something in that.
Yeah.
Because there was
because they are Patson Daka. I think it was in the summer or potentially January. He said he's not interested in moving now. Yeah. But later on is another question. Yes,
that's right. That is exactly right. That's spot on. It was, yeah. And finally, another player who just can't, good player, but just hasn't just hasn't got going for Liverpool is Naby Keita. He is someone who just, as I just said, he hasn't hit off at Liverpool. I was told today that Ancelotti's a massive fan, and he could look at him during the summer. So there's a lot going on at Liverpool that they're going to have to do before they start moving out. I mean, there's about 12 players there I counted, so they've got a lot of surplus. So if they buy another 3 or 4, this lot's got to go before anything.
Yeah, so is it Konate and then potentially 2 on top of that? And what positions do you know what they would be roughly?
The positions what they would be. I think definitely the midfield. Definitely a midfield player.
Yeah.
I think as far as the back goes, they don't need anything. At the back, I think they're looking for another forward player, and that's about it. I can't. But the thing is, they want Sancho. And maybe that's one player, and that's their forward player that they want to get, and he's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to cost about that 80-90 million euro, and you're probably going to have to get rid of 8 or 9 of them to get to that.
Yeah.
So just the fact of just wanting one player, if they haven't got the money, then most of them have to move out for him to get the money, unless they put them back. They go back more in debt, as we all got a little bit fooled, but we all thought they had money because they all of a sudden come up with Jota and Alcantara.
Yeah, but they didn't have money.
they didn't have money. We was right all along.
Mm.
We just knew that the way they was doing their business was just stunk of you ain't got no money.
It was well out of the blue though, weren't it? It was all talk of loans. All of a sudden, they were in talks with Jota and Sarr, and then Jota, boom, done. And it was like, what? Whoa, what? I thought they had no money. So yeah.
So there's that's just a little bit on what Liverpool, if Liverpool fans watching, that's what your club has to do in the summer. Get them out. So keep your eye on players leaving.
All right. Thanks for that, Steve. 9 of the 12 Super League clubs formally announced their breakaway to the UEFA, but will have 5% of their European competition revenue withheld for one season. 3 remaining rebel teams now face disciplinary action from UEFA: Juventus, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Now, why are they still grasping hold of this? They're obviously desperate. And 2, do you think that the fine was enough?
No, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? I mean, it was just laughable, really.
It was a token gesture, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I actually thought that it was with one club, and then I found out that it was between them all, and they had to split it. I mean, that's kid stuff, isn't it? Oh, we've all got this thing, and we'll split it between the 9 of us, and then it's like you're going on a cheap holiday or something, and you all want to bung in the one room, so you'll pay a little bit.
Yeah, or you'll get a bottle of champagne and 15 of you pitch in for it for a little sip each.
Yeah, I mean, what's more interesting is the disciplinary one. I mean, what can that be? Discipline. I mean, I don't know. I can't get banned.
Now face disciplinary. Basically, essentially, they're holding in strong. They're saying, no, we won't go. I think, well, then what you've got to do is you've got to... The thing is, they're trying to be stubborn and stay firm and strong to this cause and organisation that they were trying to move into, But they're now potentially going to lose a lot of money if if these disciplinary sanctions are not in the Champions League for a season. Like, if these clubs aren't in the Champions League for one season, they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So
and Barcelona, the 3 of them are in enough trouble as it is.
Exactly. Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus have no money, and they're all in a situation where their fans and their name and their status is to bring in big name players, Galacticos, but they can't afford it. But they will surefire find a way of bringing in those Galacticos, and it'll probably be more debt.
Give it some light. Yeah. But I mean, would it be such a loss if they wasn't in it?
I mean, it's the names, and you won't have the likes of Messi in it, Ronaldo. I mean, it's a loss in terms of. I don't think the Champions League, UEFA will want to do that, purely because if you take out Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Benzema, and whoever else is at Real Madrid, that's a massive pull. And for neutrals, not seeing them in a competition would be a big disappointment. Because even was it last year? Even we had Ronaldo do it once again where he pulled it out of the bag. He wasn't able to do it in the latter stages, and the year before he was still able to pull it out of the bag and drag Juventus through and score that. I think it was a hat trick he got to get him into the quarterfinals or whatever it was. But it's and the sad thing will be for players who didn't really have much of a choice in it. like Cristiano Ronaldo, how long has he got of playing in the Champions League? I mean, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, so he's the he's a bionic man. He's the bionic man, so he'll probably have 10 seasons, but it's a risk. And you want to see these players in there. So, and I think that's probably what these three clubs are playing off. The fact that it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus, and it's like a call your bluff kind of thing. Are you really going to kick us out? What are you going to do for this fine? So it remains to be seen. But yeah, I don't think the disciplinary will be too bad.
They've just got to be careful. They've just got to be careful not to punish the fans and the players that which you more or less sort of said to a degree there. At the same time, because if you do discipline them and you do throw them out, that affects the players and the fans as well. So
who weren't involved in it.
So I don't know what discipline is. I don't know what. I really can't. I mean, they, as usual, they don't tell you the things what they can be disciplined by. They just use the word. I don't know. And then they've came out just before we go on. They've come out with this thing about, we wasn't going to do it anyway. We was going to talk to UEFA and FIFA. We wasn't going to go behind your backs.
Yeah,
we was going to talk to Premiership.
Yeah, well, we know you weren't. We know you weren't. We know
that. Yeah.
Arsenal are interested in signing Ajax goalkeeper Andre Una this season, but will wait until the verdict for his doping to come up. There's a lot more stories with regards to Bernd Leno. With regards to Arsenal getting a replacement goalkeeper potentially. I think last week it was Wojciech Szczesny. This week it's Una. Are Arsenal seriously contemplating moving him on? Is Bernd Leno not happy at Arsenal? What way round do you think it is?
I think it's probably more Leno coming out. I think when a player comes out and says things live, if you like, in papers, or like Leno did as well on live television, it normally means that they're not happy, and they want to put the word out so everybody can see. As far as Arsenal goes as a club, I think Arsenal got much more problems in other areas than Leno. Another season, in another time, probably I'd be worried about can get Leno out. We need another goalkeeper, but at the moment for me, it's not priority for me. As you're saying, and then you can't help but look back to the beginning of the season where we had the goalkeeper there, and then all we had to do really was buying a young keeper underneath him. But I just think Arsenal got other problems, and as far as Leno goes, he probably, if he did leave and a bid come in for him, I'm sure he wouldn't worry about leaving. And to be honest, I don't think most Arsenal fans wouldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, Leno's a good goalkeeper, but for the kind of goalkeeper he is, could his footwork be better? Yes. I like Leno as a goalkeeper, and I'm not trying to diss him. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. This is genuine things that I see as a goalkeeper myself. I think Leno's footwork is not excellent, which is surprising considering he was brought in to be that kind of goalkeeper. His command of area is not excellent. And I think in the English Premier League, that's something that's massively important. You get found out very quickly if you're not commanding your area, because they put it on you. Would I like to see Leno stay? Yeah, I'd like to see Leno stay. But if it's not a major concern for me if Arsenal do get in a better goalkeeper or as good as Leno. So. So it remains to be seen what happens with that saga. Babakaru Samari has agreed personal terms with Leicester since February. I think we dropped that story then, didn't we? Leicester are close to completing agreement with Lille to sign a midfielder on a permanent deal. Negotiation is going on. I mean, they're going to get a seriously good midfielder there.
I think that's done now.
Done? Is that done?
I think that's done.
That's done.
That's all just a matter of on. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a seriously good player. I think he's had a couple of bad seasons, or not bad, but just like I think he started off all guns blazing a few years ago, which then got the hype around him. But yeah.
When I say done, people, he's not actually signed the dotted line yet. But from the ultimate sources, it's done.
It is. Champions League finalists Chelsea and Manchester City are both interested in signing Polish striker Robert Lewandowski, according to ESPN. Could you imagine? First of all, Bayern Munich, how did they let him go? I don't see Bayern Munich.
Unless he wants to, just try something different for a couple of years. But
Could he do it? Could he do it in the Premier League? Is he smashing the amount of goals he is in Germany as he is in England?
Probably.
Yeah, he's class, isn't he?
I mean, class. Everybody at the beginning of the season, I was excited over Edison Cavani coming to the Premiership, and all I got told was, "Oh, he ain't going to score. He's got no legs. He can't do this. He can't do that. Premiership's too this, too that for him." When you're a world-class striker, it don't matter where you are, what league you go in. You will score goals, and just like Cavani has, Lewandowski will come here and score goals.
Yeah, a bag full, I reckon. A bag full. Real Madrid have run out of patience with Eden Hazard and will listen to offers for the forward this summer, according to Marca. Semra Hunt, who was on the show the other day, seems to think that he may stay. Things are going well considering he scored a goal, but who knows? They're happy. They're happy now that he scored that goal to keep them in contention for the league still. But will that be the same way this summer? If they can potentially get some money for him as well. Another team who are in trouble. Let's see if that story continues.
Yeah.
Tottenham and West Ham are among a number of clubs in for Besiktas and Canadian forward Carl Larin in 90 minutes. I'm going to get Jerome to have a little look at him, see what he's saying, see if he's any good. And we'll speak to Roshan to see if there's any truth in the matter as well, because obviously we've got Mr. Roshan Thomas as our very own West Ham correspondent.
Yeah.
Roshan.
Yeah.
Wolves, Leicester, and Leeds and Aston Villa are tracking 16-year-old Fleetwood Town defender Josh Feeney, who has been called up to both England and Scotland at under 16 level. Genk's in-demand Nigerian striker Paul Onecheu is keen to make a move to the Premier League, with Arsenal his favourite choice. I mean, this is just like a real nothing story. He's saying that he wants to move to the Premier League, and Arsenal would be his favoured choice. The player himself looks like a very raw player, but very good raw player. Skillful. He's got good pace, good strength, lovely drop of the shoulder. You just seen there. Whether Arsenal are interested, I very much doubt it. I mean, just look at the wording of the story and the way it's been put. He wants to move to the Premier League, and he wants to move to Arsenal. So, I'd take that one with a pinch of salt, people. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were other clubs in and around Europe that would be looking at him.
He looks decent.
He looks like a very good player that's got a lot. And being at Michelin, I'm sure you'll be able to get him for a fair price, because anyone that saw the Norwegian special with David Weatherson, he was telling us how one of their best player that they've had in years has got sold to AC Milan for about 15 mil, 16 mil, something like that. Jens Peter Haig.
That's right, yeah.
So and I think that's their record fee. Before that, I think after that it was Sander Berg. I think they managed to get they managed to get a big fee for as well over there. So you can get these good players at Scandinavian clubs for a cheap fee. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. Atletico Madrid are keen on to sign Argentine under-20s Facundo Faris, who has a 9 million release clause in his contract. Argentine, their club Colón. I'm definitely going to get Jerome to look at this one. He looks like a attacking midfielder, but he's got a little bit of Simeone style winning, where he's rugged, works hard, tackles as well. He looks like a very good player. And 9 million, that's typical at Atletico Madrid. They seem, yes, they go out and spend a massive amount on the likes of João Felix, yeah. But they also do like to go and get those unknown players, those gems, those cheaper players. So I think Barcelona and Real Madrid, they've got enough in their youth ranks and enough in their squad already to get rid of the deadwood. Maybe bring in one or two players, but I think they need to go the route of how Barcelona brought it back to before, after they had Rijkaard in there, because I think that was the problem when they had Rijkaard. They spent a lot of money and they had to hit the reset button. And as Semra said, the likes of Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, all these players came through the ranks. So PK, they came through the ranks. So I think I think that's the route they need to go again. You had some news on Moussa Dembélé, Steve, didn't you?
Yeah. That raised an eyebrow, this one. Moussa Dembélé, I'm sure he's very well known by now. He's on loan at the moment to the aforementioned Atletico Madrid from Lyon. And he's attracted interest from Arsenal this week. The former Celtic Fulham player, he's having an absolute nightmare in Spain at the moment. He's just scored 1 goal in 16 games. He can't even get on the pitch in a minute. He's Simeone's just not playing him, and he wants to move, and a fee of 25 million has been set to sign the Frenchman. For me, he certainly ain't the right player Arsenal need.
Getting rid of Lacazette to then bring in Moussa Dembélé, is that a bit of a like for like? How much is that real progression?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Not from what I'm hearing and from what I'm seeing. And look, no disrespect to Celtic or Fulham, but it's okay smashing it and Celtic at Fulham. But it is a bit worrying that when he goes to Atletico Madrid, he plays a few games and then he can't get on the pitch after that. So that would worry me. But it isn't seeming to worry in Mikel Arteta, because Lyon's sporting director, Jorginho, has said Arsenal spoke to me. And I told them the situation with Moussa. What the situation is, I don't know, but I'm sure they would sell him. I personally, on a personal point of view, I hope it ain't. I hope he don't go to Arsenal. Although who knows, they might sign him. He might go to a new league and smash it. But
he scored 16 goals and got 2 assists in 27 games while he was in France. Season prior to that, he had 33 games, 15 goals, 5 assists.
That's right.
So he's had a couple of good seasons in France after leaving Celtic, but as you said, he's made the big move to Atletico Madrid, and it doesn't look like he's done it. Doesn't look like it's working out. Although we can put it down to a Simeone situation, his tactics, his formation, the way he plays. Yeah. But I mean, look, you got to put the ball in the back of the net, and I'm sure he's had more than one chance to do that in 16 games.
But as you just said, look, he did well at Celtic, he did well at Fulham, and he did well at Lyon to a point, and so it sort of tailed off a little bit. And okay, he's gone to Madrid, Spain, and it ain't worked out for him. So is 25 million money you can sort of think, well, we'll give it a go. The only thing is, Arsenal ain't got 25 million, I don't think, where you can just give it a go.
But again, on the flip side, 25 million for a 24-year-old who scored 40 plus goals in 60 games in France with 10 assists.
Yeah.
If you put it that way, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. We never know. As we've sort of championed many times, is footballers. It's very easy to point at a footballer and make the assumption that anywhere he moves, he's got to play well because he's just a good footballer. Human beings, and they settle in different places. He might not be settling in Spain. He might the language. It could be anything. It could be anything. His missus might not be happy, and she's getting in his ear every time he comes home. So you don't. I'm serious. These things happen.
They're human beings.
These happen. So we never know what the situation is. So it could be that he's just not settled in life in Spain. So we'll see, because he scored goals elsewhere. So I'm sure he can score goals in the Premier League. While you're here, let's have a Camavinga update as well. Stay in France.
Yeah, let's stay in France. It's not nice country. They're a bit lazy, the French, but that's probably why they just eat snails. That's probably why they eat snails all the time. That's the only thing they can get.
All the time. I've had snails. They're awful.
Anyway, we digress. Rennes, they're going to be looking to do a Haaland type auction, but this summer for their young wonder kid superstar Eduardo Camavinga. I've never seen a list of clubs so many
long.
after one player.
Yeah,
it's quite eye-opening, really. Everybody wants him. There's not a club of note, of name, that does not want this guy, this kid.
Mm-hmm.
The thing Rennes know it. They've slapped on a €100 million price tag on him.
Whoa! What happened to the 40 million that they were willing? What happened to the 40 million that they were willing to take for him?
Just jump into Dortmund a minute, because Dortmund are after him. Which, to be honest with you, I don't think are a bad club that he probably wouldn't go to, because he's still, for me, very young, and Dortmund. But anyway, that's just a personal point of view. Dortmund asked of a price, and they were the side who was told €100 million.
Wow.
Now whether they're saying with the Haaland and Sancho thing there, and they're thinking, well, hold on a minute.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have money to spend.
They've got a few bob.
Yeah.
We'll tell them €100 million, see how it goes.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, after that, they've had to tell everybody else that.
Yeah.
But he won't be signing a new contract this summer, so he will be leaving. So I'm quite excited to see how this auction and race to get this kid goes. I mean,
are Real Madrid still in there?
Real Madrid are still in there. I mean, PSG are in there, but Rennes.
Oh, that's just boring. No, we can't have another Mbappe situation. No, I'm not having that.
But Rennes don't want to sell to PSG.
Good.
Good. I don't know why. I don't think they're rivals or anything. But there you go. Arsenal. They've been in for him. They've inquired, but they haven't got the money to pay for him, and not only that, they haven't got Champions League football, so he certainly won't be going there. Then you've got Dortmund, who we've just spoken about. Bayern Munich, they're interested in him. He's their, believe it or not, their second choice. You wouldn't believe it was Bayern Munich. Yeah, the second choice was Camavinga. To Zakaria, if I've pronounced that right.
Oh, Dennis Zakaria. Yeah. Is Man City still looking at him?
Man City are in. Man City are still there. They don't, but they don't want to pay that money. Mm-hmm. And also Barcelona as well. But again, they don't want to pay that money.
Yeah, I bet they don't, because they ain't got it.
Atletico Madrid are talking about a payment plan.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. We saw the saga with bloody Torreira all summer.
Spurs negotiate a word, but that didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, of course it didn't. It didn't get. They didn't answer the phone. That's why.
Which leaves at the end of the conversation, which left two clubs.
Man United.
And Man United were in the too much category.
Too much.
And they've got other targets, which is Chelsea and Real Madrid. And those are the two clubs, when you sort of cut it down, are the two clubs who are favourites to get the Frenchman's signature.
It's almost as if Thomas Tuchel's gone in there, and you keep hearing like big names now. Jadon Sancho they're interested in, Camavinga they're interested in, and you can see him getting them as well. You can see Chelsea getting them.
You can,
because they're in a good situation. They've got a manager in there that players will look at now and be like, okay, this guy's serious. He's got to Champions League back to back. The Chelsea are going back to the top. They look like they're going back to where they were a few years ago. Thomas Tuchel is a very clinical kind of manager.
Yeah. He's I wasn't too sure about when he came whether he was right fit for Premiership, but he is, and I like him as a person.
Yeah,
I like the way he talks. I like his personality.
Very straight to the point, isn't he? But then he also explains things very well.
Yeah.
He's very honest as well with his opinion.
He does. He
might not like it, but it's his opinion.
I see him the other day when he was playing. Who was it they're playing against the other day? Can't remember, but they were playing against last weekend, and he was on the pitch hugging his players, getting them round the neck like this. Sort of like very matey with his players. But at the same time, you can tell he ain't one to cross.
Yeah.
And like what you just said, Kieran, you can see him getting anybody. If Haaland come up, if Sancho come up, if Dembélé come up, it wouldn't matter who it was. You'd be like, all right, yeah, okay. You wouldn't be like, no, it wouldn't go there.
Yeah, it was almost as if nothing against Frank Lampard, but it was like, I want Declan Rice. I want it. And it's like, what's stopping him? What's really stopping him? Well, is it the board don't want to get these players? But when you throw a Camavinga and you throw a Jadon Sancho, I think that's something that the board are getting excited about and are willing to fork out money for as well. Yeah.
Exciting times, Chelsea. Very, very exciting.
It is. All right, thanks for that, Steve. Everton are leading the chase for Sheffield United, Sander Berg. Oh, very good signing that'll be. Leicester are all out to get Ivan Toney of Brentford. Upcoming transfer window, and the process of preparing a bid for the Championship goal scorer. According to Athletic, look, serious.
I've checked this with the guy. I mean, I spoke to him for ages, but he called me a few names. Not talking to him. There you go. That's what you get. But big time in for him. The summer, and he fits. and he fits. They want someone to take over from Vardy because he's coming to the end, and they want that to be either Ivan Toney or as a fullback, Eduardo. But Ivan Toney's the one who they want. Both of them, I suppose, are risks because neither of them have played. I don't think you might be able to tell me if Eduardo's played anywhere else apart from Celtic, but both of them would be a risk. Who would you go? Who would you go for?
The thing is that, like, yeah, I hear what you're saying on those. I think, like, personally, I think less of a risk would be Ivan Toney because I think the difference between the Premier League and the Championship is closer than the difference between the Scottish Premier League and the Premier League. Yeah. Also, Ivan Toney was brought up in a Premier League club. He might not have got minutes for Newcastle, but his Premier League pedigree to that level. He's been brought up in that system. Although on the flip side of that argument, Odsonne Edouard came through the ranks at PSG, and he didn't go for cheap. He went for 9 million, and that's a lot of money for a player that barely played any. I think he played a few games for Paris Saint-Germain, probably in cup games and stuff like that. So it's a tough one. They're both very good strikers. They both bring something a little bit different as well. So do you know what? They're only going to go for one, but I wouldn't be surprised if they got two. I don't know what's happening with Iheanacho long term. Jamie Vardy long term is definitely on the way out. So there's room for more than one striker. Whether that will be both of them, I don't know, and I doubt it. But I mean, I think you're getting both of them are very good strikers.
Yeah. I mean, Eduardo's the more Vardy-like, if you like.
Yeah, and I think Eduardo's got a little bit more. He's got an assist in him as well. He's got a run down the wing. He's got a bit more of that. Whereas Ivan Toney's a goal scorer, but he's not just like a fox in the box goal scorer. He can score long range shots. He can dribble around players. They're both different, but both are quite complete strikers in their own way.
Yeah, no, he's very. I think I would choose Ivan Toney just probably because I like that type of player. I mean, if Ivan Toney was playing abroad, you know, we'd be calling him. Well, you see that player? He's a beast.
Ivano Antonio.
Yeah. You know, you'd be so excited over him.
Yeah.
But it's going to be awkward, exciting, and it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be. Manchester United budget for the summer, Steve. You got a bit of info on that?
This is interesting. Just talking to our guy. Wasn't going to be part of tonight's show, but I just thought I'd throw it in just for the Man United people that are watching. It's not often we get news of clubs' budgets for the summer. They're normally kept quite secret. But there's probably a reason why this is happening, and I'll tell you now. There's the budget for Manchester United this summer is 180 million, according to a very good source who we get all our Manchester United information from. That would cover to buy a winger, a right back, and a centre back. The budget has been set out because of three reasons, and one of the reasons is the fact that Manchester United have just had a fantastic season, an excellent season. They're sitting second, 10 points behind the champions, which ain't a bad effort.
Mm-hmm.
The other reason is that the board, the owners now have got faith with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they're happy to give him the money to spend. and not hold back for other managers. And the third reason is this is to appease the fans over the Super League debacle.
What a contrast! What a contrast! You see, notice how there's a few clubs in there that are involved in this debacle that are very much willing to hold their hands up and show some good faith in investing in the team. And there's a few clubs that are just not interested in and just want to carry on the way they were doing before, plodding along.
Yeah. I mean, Arsenal have given that sort of we're going to spend in the summer, but I've heard all that before, so I'm not going to believe nothing until anything happens with that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just interesting, to see that they've got trust in. I'm pleased that was the bit that pleased me more than anything. The fact that we like going Solskjaer now. He's a Man United manager because I've liked him a long while, and because I've seen him improve.
He has improved. He has improved
month by month.
Yeah,
people, you'll always get some people who because of who he is, and maybe because he's a bit quiet, but he's getting that little bit of nastiness in him there, which I like. I like him, really like him, and it's not the fact that I like him. He's doing the business. He's proving it. He's doing it. And he's moulding himself into that Manchester United manager.
It's funny how all the people that said he can't get past the semi-final have not mentioned about this the semi-final that they got past Roma in emphatic fashion. So all goes a bit quiet once the narrative that you're trying to push isn't going that way.
But we was just praising Chelsea, Kieran. Hailing them. Whoa, up here can get anyone. They've got Man United are above Chelsea in the league. It's just some managers ain't as. Some managers are easy targets, aren't they? Instead of sitting down and just watching him and seeing what he's actually doing, and not looking at the guy, the self, and just looking at the decisions he's making, the teams he's picking, and his tactics and how he's doing from week to week. And he's smashing it. He's smashing it. I like the way that when they do for some reason seem to fall behind a lot at half time. But I love it when the team comes out at half time and it's like the managers give them a right rollicking and they come out and win the game. That's a sign of a good manager.
Yeah, it is. All right, thanks for that, Steve. Jurgen Klopp have personally got involved in a potential deal to sign Yves Bissouma from Brighton, and it's been claimed that the Reds have been researching Bissouma's off-field behaviour in order to see whether he'd be a good fit for the Anfield club. I mean, that is above and beyond there. And let's go to the main bit of news this evening. Jack Grealish. What is going on with Jack Grealish this summer? Should he stay or should he go?
No. Song. Everybody's singing that now, don't you? Everybody's going.
Should I stay or should I go now? If I stay, there will be trouble. There you go.
There you go. There's a little bit of harmonising for you.
Taking it back. There we go.
Yeah, Jack. So Jack Grealish is injured at the moment. So not being spoke about a lot until a couple of days ago, or yesterday, maybe even this morning. Can't remember. Days just fly. 25 years old, Jack. Thought he was older than that, but it seems like he's been around a long while.
Yes, been.
He has, isn't it? But Jack Grealish's agent, who is our friend Jonathan Barnett, he's spoken out, and he's saying that he doesn't know where the Villa player will be playing next season. Now, one club I can tell you who he has had talks with that may shock people is Spurs. On the advice of Barnett himself. Now, Jonathan Barnett is also the agent of Gareth Bale. Now, firstly, there's rumours that he's staying at Spurs as well. It's looking unlikely that he's going to start his career back at Spurs. And a funny quote from Barnett was that if he does go back to Madrid, and Madrid do call him back, he will sit on the bench and just collect his money. So
his agent's already said that.
His agent has said that. His agent
that's a statement of intent. That's like a war of words. That's like he'll come back, but he ain't playing. Like why are you already speaking about that already?
It sounds to me like if you bring him back from Spurs, and you won't let him stay at Spurs, then he'll come back, but he just sit on the bench and he won't bother. Yeah, he'll just collect his money.
Yeah,
that is exactly what it is. But
that's mad.
Yeah, but that was just a little note, just because they have the same agent. But it's interesting, and we'll have to talk a little bit more about that one. I think. Yeah. But it's a crazy one. I told you a while ago that, I mean, as I say, he has had talks with Spurs, quite intensive talks with Spurs. I told you a while ago that Manchester United had talks, but his price tag had put them off. United were thinking of, they're thinking about he's worth about 50 mil. Villa still want 80 million. As far as Man City can't ensure in game time, there's been a lot of links to Jack and Manchester City. They value him even less than what Manchester United are valuing him at the moment.
Wow.
They're valuing him at 40 mil. The likeliness is that he will stay at Villa and that he won't leave. The most likeliest club now that he will go to is Spurs.
Ooh.
And I've had this checked.
So, do they have the money?
This is why I said the most likely this isn't his stay at Villa. They must know something I don't. Unless they see Harry Kane.
There's a lot of if, buts, maybes, and could-bes.
Sell Harry Kane, get Ivan Toney, and Jack Grealish. Boom.
Do you think that's the answer?
No.
If you sell Harry Kane, you bring in Ivan Toney, I don't think that Spurs fans will let the players into the stadium to even see Ivan Toney. Because you sell Harry Kane, you best be bringing in someone who's proven that they can do it at a high level. Not on a whim, not he could be, not I like the look of this player. This guy who takes over from Harry Kane will have to be a superstar that they can afford. Grade B.
Yeah, but Leicester would take Toney, and we're saying, definitely great buy. Look where Leicester are and look where Spurs are. Our Spurs got to get, like Arsenal fans, got to get reality. Have a reality check on. You've got Harry Kane. He's been there long enough. You've got to get rid of him. Have a reality check. Where you are. Let the guy go and win some trophies, and get someone in who's at a level. Ivan Toney and Jack Grealish. I don't know. I mean,
are you Ivan Toney's agent? I feel like there's a bit of Ivan Toney pushing to Spurs here. Are you trying to get a cut of his money? I feel like you are.
Me and Ivan go back a long way, don't you?
Since his days at Peterborough.
But yeah, so Jack Grealish, long of the days gone where every single top club under the sun seemed to be wanting him. But I think Villa, it's a simple thing, simple as that. Villa have overpriced him.
Yeah, I mean, he signed a new contract not long ago. which was what Villa wanted. They get him down to sign a new contract, and it pretty much prices the player out of a sale. Jack Grealish isn't going to push for a move out of his boyhood club, especially considering the season they've had this season. If they were to look like they were potentially going to be in a relegation zone or in trouble or not even pushing for Europe, which is an exciting thing for him to have his boyhood club and potentially put them in that situation, I think it might have been different. But as it is right now, I'm not surprised that Jack Grealish is looking like he could be staying at Aston Villa.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. I've got one more thing just before we go. Just something on Manchester City. They have decided that they're going to sell in the summer German forward Lucas Enemecha. Have you heard of this guy?
Never, but please write that down so that I can pass that on to Jerome.
Exactly. That's why I said it. We need to pass this guy on to Jerome. It's been announced today that he will be leaving. City are letting him go, and City fans have lost their minds over this kid leaving. He had been loaned out to Vincent Kompany's Anderlecht.
Belgium.
So to give him game time, to get him stronger, for Kompany to, be round him. They wanted someone like Kompany to sort of like be an ambassadorial person for Man City, stroke manager at Anderlecht to bring him up and get him back so they could, be their next superstar. But they're selling him on. Since he's gone to Anderlecht, he has scored 18 goals and 3 assists this season. Anderlecht said they have him. Anderlecht said, we'll keep him, but the price is too high for Anderlecht.
How much they want him for?
8 million. But for Anderlecht, that's too much.
Yeah,
it just shows you the levels of club and countries and where they play, different leagues. Already he's played for the German under-21s. So what the Anderlecht hierarchy will be hoping, they'll be hoping that Kompany, being the next player, can convince City to lower their price. He's got a list of clubs, of nearly as many as Camavinga, maybe not that many. A list of Premiership clubs, a list of Bundesliga clubs lining up for him. I can't wait for Jerome to have a look at this kid and let us know what he thinks. And people need to keep. But Man City have lost their minds.
Yeah, the thing is, Man City keep losing these youngsters because they're not going to get opportunities. And I mean, some of them have probably been released because they are not up to Man City's level, which is a very high bar. But I mean, if you look at the players that have gone on to do things, Biram Diaz, Jadon Sancho, there's loads of players that have left Man City and then gone on to do good things. So it must be frustrating for some of these City fans to see the journey of these youth players, to finally see them get some loan and see them get some game time, and then to not even see him in a Man City shirt. So I'd be frustrated myself. So it's understandable. But yeah, we'll definitely get Jerome to have a look at next week to see what he's saying. All right. Thanks for that, Steve. Some top transfer news coming there. You will be able to see Steve on the follow-up show of the pre-match preview. He will be doing the post-match reaction. And I'm sure you've seen, Steve, Arsenal currently 1-0 up at half-time.
Yeah.
And Will Smith-Rowe, Mihal put a little message in the group. Thank you very much there. I had a little sneaky peek myself. Thank you. It was after that. So cheers for the little heads up. Yeah, thanks for joining us, people. Please join us for the pre-match previews. We're giving away prizes. Yeah. First of all, before I announce it on the page, I'm going to be giving you guys who watch us on a weekly basis already opportunities to win these prizes. Don't get too excited. It ain't big cash prizes. Just a little thank you to our community for showing us love on a consistent basis. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, Steve.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you very soon.
All right. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.